That's Representative Anna Paulina Luna of Florida. She just introduced a resolution to censure me and fine me $16 million. She's attacking me for investigating.
Captain Ibrahim Traore has shocked the world again. The Lion of Africa. He has gone ahead and fired more than 20 workers in Burkina Faso who were working in the government with fake degrees and diplomas. You won't believe this. He has gone ahead and said that there are a lot of youths who are out there with the genuine certificates, with the genuine degrees and diplomas, but they are no longer considered with the government. But we have several government officials who have fake certificates, but they are still leading the country. And that's why he has gone ahead and fired them and said, nothing like that will ever happen in Burkina Faso as long as he is in power. You won't believe this. And this is what has been happening across Africa. You find that if you are not well equipped in the pocket, if you don't have connection, you can no longer be considered anywhere. But he has said, enough is enough. Nothing like that. People who have got genuine things will literally...
So what's going on with the economy? Is Donald Trump deliberately trying to tank it? We saw the markets take a major tumble, another major tumble today. What exactly is driving this erosion of our economy, this destruction of our economy, really? And I would say it's three things. First, the Trump administration is doing nothing to reduce the cost of living, nothing to bring down the cost of food or fuel or construction or housing or anything. You'll remember this was supposed to be the #1 priority of the Trump administration. During the campaign, here he was on the campaign trail talking about how he was going to bring down prices on his first day in office.
Grocery prices have skyrocketed. How can a family afford that? So when I win, I will immediately bring prices down.
That's right. That was Donald Trump then. But this is Donald Trump now, now that prices are going up.
Can you guarantee American families won't pay more?
I can't guarantee anything. I can't guarantee tomorrow.
That's right. He has nothing to do with it, according to Donald Trump. But what's more, you'll remember how he was always talking about egg prices and they were going to bring down egg prices. Well, egg prices have gone through the roof. Here's his message now about egg prices. Shut up about egg prices. But of course, it's not just the fact that he hasn't focused on things that would improve the economy and bring down the cost of living for people. It's that he's doing things affirmatively that are really harming the economy. And I would say Exhibit A are these on-again, off-again tariffs. He's putting tariffs on Mexico and Canada and China one day, and then he's taking them down the next day, and then he's threatening more the next day, and then he's taking those threats away, and no one knows what to make of it. His own people don't know what to make of it. Even Maria Bartiromo doesn't know what to make of it, and she's nothing if not a shill for Donald Trump. Here she is asking about it.
But I think CEOs want to see predictability. Can you give us a sense of whether or not we are going to get clarity for the business community?
Well, I think so. But, you know, the tariffs could go up as time goes by, and they may go up. And, you know, I don't know if it's predictability. I think
so that's not clarity.
No.
So the effect of the on-again, off-again tariff stuff is that no one can plan. No one knows what their business is going to look like. No one knows what they're going to have to pay for materials and supplies. And if there's anything business needs for a solid economy, it's predictability. It's what they don't have with Donald Trump's tariff policy, if you can even call it that. But there's a third reason why the economy is slumping, and it's because Elon Musk and his Doge bros are laying off tens of thousands of people. And they're canceling existing contracts, and they're refusing to pay on others. And yes, that has a major impact on the economy. It's contributing to unemployment numbers. It's also adding to the uncertainty in the economy. The combination of this kind of incompetence and recklessness is wrecking the economy. But look, they don't care because their priority. So late yesterday, Stephen Miller, one of the president's top advisors, threatened to suspend the writ of habeas corpus, one of the most dangerous and vile threats yet coming from the administration. Let me break down what that means. First, take a look at what Miller said.
That the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus can be suspended in a time of invasion. So I would say that's an option we're actively looking at.
So there's Miller threatening to suspend the writ of habeas corpus. First of all, what is a writ of habeas corpus? Habeas corpus is Latin for provide the body, show the body. And what that means basically is when someone is in custody, you can bring that person before the court. You have a right to go before court and make the case, I'm not the right person, I shouldn't be incarcerated, You can challenge your unlawful detention. This is a right that is not only enshrined in the Constitution, but goes back to the Magna Carta. For hundreds and hundreds of years, in order to challenge the authority of the king in Britain, you had this right to go before a magistrate. It was considered one of the most important rights enshrined in British law, and it is as well in American law, in our Constitution, and by statute. So there's Miller threatening to suspend it. Now, are you allowed to suspend the writ of habeas corpus? Under what circumstances? This has only happened 4 times in our history, including once during the Civil War. The Constitution has a clause called the suspension clause that allows the suspension of the writ of habeas corpus, but only in cases of rebellion or invasion, and even then only when it's necessary for the public safety. So several problems with what Miller is saying here. First is he and the president don't have the authority to suspend the writ. That authority is given to Congress, not to the president. But second, there is no rebellion, there is no invasion, and in fact, when courts have considered their renderings, their deportations already, the courts have held there is no invasion from Nicaragua or anywhere else to justify invocation of other laws like the Alien Enemies Act. So they've already lost in court on this issue. That clause doesn't apply. That clause is actually meant to protect people and to provide only narrow circumstances in which the writ can be suspended. But what is most threatening about what Miller has to say, besides its utter lawlessness, is the justification, which is, well, we'll have to see what the courts do. That is, they're threatening this lawless action to take away people's right to go before a magistrate. They're threatening that action if the judges continue to rule against them. This is a message directed at the bench. This was not something that Miller spontaneously said. This was premeditated. It is dangerous, and it will not succeed, but it shows you the lengths they'll go to. But let me show you also the lengths they'll go to, the cruelty they're already going to. Take a look at this footage. If that isn't enough to make you sick, I don't know what is. It is hard to believe this is happening in this country. We've got to fight it. We've got to fight it in the courts. We have to make sure that we mobilize all across the country and make it very clear. This is not who we are. We will insist on our constitutional rights, and we won't treat human beings this way. Representative Adam Schiff here. We just received some breaking news. I'll let you take a watch.
30 seconds, shifty shift.
So, to my knowledge, tomorrow we will be taking the vote to censure him and potentially fine him.
Tomorrow
night.
And that has tomorrow night, and that has that backing of leadership.
Yes, we're working on the bill right now.
They're giving us lots of things now.
That's Representative Anna Paulina Luna of Florida. She just introduced a resolution to censure me and fine me $16 million. She's attacking me for investigating Donald Trump and impeaching him. And it has the backing of the Speaker of the House, a.k.a. Kevin McCarthy. Point blank, this is a political stunt, but a costly one for the country, for our democracy, and for the House of Representatives. This isn't just an attack on me, it's also an attack on our institution and on the Congress. If they can fine members millions of dollars for holding a corrupt president accountable, there's no telling what corruption will take place in the future. They're trying to chill any dissent, any opposition, but I'm not backing down. I will defend our democracy and stand up for California families no matter what dangerous stunts they try. That's all we know for now, but as we learn more, I'll be sure to keep you posted.
What's up, beautiful and amazing souls? So it's your girl Irene Jep Analysis, and in today's video I want us to talk about Burkina Faso. We want to talk about the Lion of Africa. You know, fellow Pan-Africanists, I know you understand, you actually understand me when I talk about the Lion of Africa. And guess what? Of course, it's Ibrahim Traore, right? This guy is a great philanthropist. In fact, I read somewhere that very soon he's going to meet with another Pan-Africanist, another revolutionist, that is Julius Malema. But today, let's talk about the Lion of Africa, because this guy, the year 2025, we are just seeing like today he has opened this factory, tomorrow is launching another thing, another time there is this biggest hospital in West Africa, and then also we see some big developments. So specifically in today's video, we are talking about him firing over 15 government officials who were using fake degree certificates. I mean, that is so unfair, and it's actually extremely unfair because we have other young people who have completed university and they don't have anything to do. They have the papers, they have gone to school. But corruption in Africa is what is making us to be poorer each and every time. And also it widens the gap between the poor and the rich. But Julius Malema was like, hell no, in my government, we are not going to tolerate this. And you know what? If you have a fake degree certificate and you are working for the government, to hell with you, get out of here. You need to go out and give the right people the chance to work for us, give the right talents. One thing that makes most companies to grow and expand is the fact that they give the right people to work for them, people with talent. I mean, they consider such people as assets, valuable assets. And Burkina Faso, I mean, it's one of the countries that everybody wants to visit. Everybody wants to relocate to that West African country that recently joined hands with Niger and Mali and formed the AES. They actually got out of ECOWAS. They're like, to hell with this thing, because at the end of the day, we are not even benefiting economically. Of course, our people are not benefiting. So let's form our own alliance and let's build our countries, and to hell with this dependency and reliance on the West. So how did people react to this particular firing of over 15 government officials who are using fake documents to work for the government of Burkina Faso? Of course, so many people were like, yeah, that is great. I mean, when it comes to making Burkina Faso great, then Ibrahim Traore himself is leading, is at the top there, ensuring that everything is being cleaned in that particular countries. And as I was actually following up on these stories, I actually remembered how, as Africans, we really suffer just because of corruption. And an example of it is, these hospitals, people buy this certificate, they make these, fake certificates, and then because they know somebody who knows somebody, they get to work in a hospital and they treat people or patients, and these patients, they end up, just like that. I hope you understand. And it's because of corruption. These people, they're not trained in any way, they know nothing, but they end up injecting people. They don't know even where to start and where to end, what to do, how to do it. And yeah, that is what the president of Burkina Faso is trying to clean. He doesn't want any quack doctors. He doesn't want any quack accountants, any quack IT personnel. And he's like, yeah, you need to go out. We need valuable people that will help us in our government, not just getting salaries, and there is nothing that you are adding. The story to do with the firing of, these government officials who had fake certificates, kindly comment about that story. What do you think about it? Kindly let's meet in the comment section. I want to hear from you. What are you saying? So at this point in juncture, let's talk about the Burkina Faso, the Burkina milk, because guys, honestly speaking, this is a revolution, because at this point, Burkina Faso are like, at this point, we want to depend on our own economy, to hell with foreign self-reliance. That is what they don't want. Actually, the aim of this particular state-owned milk company was to, of course, boost, local farming and also support the farmers. And what they wanted to actually do was to reduce this reliance on foreign milk, because they were like, why can't we just rear our own animals and then we give it enough food, we get milk or quality milk instead of just importing simple things like that. And also, investing in self-reliance is one of the most important thing that an African wants at this point and time. Guys, I mean, most of us feel so tired that even a toothpick, something that you can make on your own, it's really embarrassing that a country like mine, we still import something like a toothpick, But at the end of the day, I also have to understand, because even if I feel embarrassed, at the end of the day, these tools that I used to make this particular toothpicks, personally, if even I want to make it, I cannot afford it. So I just have to wait and buy the one that is made from China. My country people. Anyway, let's talk about what Burkina Faso is, how Burkina Faso is changing, what the president Ibrahim Traore is doing in that particular country. And we talk about the Burkina milk, because with this particular company, the Burkinabes, they have gotten an opportunity for employment. I mean, being provided by their own government, by their own president who really cares about them. For Ibrahim Traore, it's all about Burkina Faso first, nothing else. So, my good people, this particular investment, they used around 100 million francs, that is like 160 to 62 there thousand USD. So I think it's a great thing that is really happening in Burkina Faso, and of course, I mean, it makes us really proud that at least we have somebody that is really thinking about his country first. It's Burkina Faso first for Ibrahim Traore. So thank you so much if you watched this particular video up to this point. Kindly subscribe to the channel. It's all about revolution. It's all about Pan-Africanism. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.